Reported my wife to CPS after she threatened to expose my affair with her sister, then acted like I had nothing to do with it when she got deported. Okay. So this is completely up and I'm losing my mind. My wife got deported 3 weeks ago and everyone thinks it's some tragic accident, but I'm the one who called CPS on her. Here's the backstory. Update 1. My wife came here on a student visa 8 years ago. We got married 5 years back. She's been trying to get her citizenship sorted but keeps putting off the paperwork because she's lazy as hell. Meanwhile, her sister moved in with us last year after her divorce, and that's when everything went sideways. Her sister is nothing like my wife, where my wife just sits around complaining about everything. Her sister actually talks to me. We started hanging out when my wife was working her night shifts. Just talking at first, then watching movies. Then one night we kissed and it snowballed from there. I know it sounds terrible, but my marriage was already dead. My wife barely looked at me anymore. We hadn't been intimate in over a year. She just treated me like a paycheck. Her sister made me feel alive again. So we'd been hooking up for about 4 months when my wife figured it out. Came home early from work and caught us on the couch. The screaming match that followed was insane. But here's where it gets really messed up. Instead of throwing me out or filing for divorce, she decided to get revenge by threatening to tell everyone at my job about the affair. I work in finance and something like this could destroy my career, especially since I'm up for partner next year. She literally sat me down and said, "You're gonna do whatever I say or I'm sending screenshots of your text with my sister to your boss and all your coworkers." I tried to reason with her but she was completely unhinged. Said she was going to make me pay for humiliating her and that her sister was dead to her but I was going to suffer for years. That's when I remembered something. About 2 years ago we were fighting about money and she mentioned she'd been working under the table at some restaurant when she first got here. She needed cash and her student visa didn't allow it, but she did it anyway. She even showed me old pay stubs she kept in a box. So while she was at work the next day I went through her stuff and found evidence of the illegal work, took photos of everything. Then I called CPS and Immigration Services and reported her for visa violations and also mentioned some concerning behavior around kids in our neighborhood. I may have exaggerated some stuff about her drinking and losing her temper, but I was desperate. She was going to destroy my life over something that was honestly her fault for being such a terrible wife. Within 2 weeks they had built a case against her. Her work history came up in background checks and combined with my concerns about her behavior they decided she was a risk. She got arrested at our house on a Tuesday morning. The whole time she's getting handcuffed she's screaming at me asking why I didn't help her, begging me to call her lawyer. I just stood there and said I didn't know what was happening. She got deported back to her home country last week. Her sister moved out the day after the arrest and won't speak to me. Everyone in our friend group thinks it's tragic that immigration just randomly targeted her. But here's what's eating me alive. Her sister told me yesterday that my wife was actually pregnant. She found out the day before she got arrested but didn't tell anyone because she wanted to surprise me. The deportation caused so much stress she miscarried while in detention. I don't know how to feel about this. Part of me thinks she brought this on herself by trying to blackmail me. But now I'm wondering if I went too far. Her family back home is completely broke and she can't work in her field there. Her sister says she's been calling crying every day asking what she did wrong and why her husband abandoned her. I keep telling myself she would have ruined my career and my life, but seeing how destroyed everyone is makes me question everything. So Reddit AITA for protecting myself when she tried to blackmail me. Or did I cross a line by getting her deported? Most of you are calling me a monster. And honestly I'm starting to think you might be right. But first let me clear up some stuff because people are making assumptions. Yes, I know what I did was wrong. Yes, I know the pregnancy thing makes it worse. But you don't understand how trapped I felt. My wife wasn't just threatening to tell my boss. She had screenshots of texts between me and her sister that were pretty explicit. She was going to send them to everyone at my company, post them on social media, send them to my parents. She wanted to destroy my entire life. The day after she caught us she made me sleep on the couch and spent the whole night printing out evidence. She had photos, text conversations, even receipts from hotels. She organized it all in a folder and showed it to me at breakfast. "This is what happens when you betray me," she said. "You're going to quit seeing my sister, give me access to all your accounts and do whatever I say for the next year. If you don't, everyone will know what kind of man you really are." I asked her why she didn't just divorce me and she laughed. Said divorce would take too long and she'd rather watch me suffer first. That she was going to make me pay for every day I spent with her sister. But here's what really gets me. People keep saying I should have just taken the consequences of my affair. Easy to say when it's not your career on the line. I spent 10 years building my reputation at this firm. I was 3 months away from making partner, which would have set me up for life. And honestly the affair wasn't even about sex. Her sister listened to me. When I talked about work stress or problems with the house she actually cared. My wife just rolled her eyes and went back to her phone. The night before I called immigration her sister came to me crying. She said my wife had cornered her in the kitchen and threatened to ruin her life too. Told her she was going to call her ex-husband and tell him she was a home wrecker so he'd get full custody of their kids. She's lost her mind. Her sister said she's going to destroy all of us over this. That's when I knew I had to act. It wasn't just about me anymore. She was going to hurt everyone. So yeah, I called immigration. And yeah, I may have embellished some things about her behavior, but everything I told them was based on real stuff. She did have a drinking problem. She did work illegally when she first got here. She did lose her temper with kids in our neighborhood. People are acting like I made it all up, but I just connected dots that were already there. The deportation happened fast because she'd been putting off her citizenship paperwork for years. If she just filed the right forms none of this would have stuck. But she was too lazy and now everyone wants to blame me. Her sister texted me yesterday asking if I knew about the pregnancy before I made the call. The truth is no. I had no idea. But would it have changed anything? I don't know, probably not. My wife was trying to destroy my life. Now you can watch the second part by pressing share and more.